In this lesson, we're going to learn what exactly is going on when we factor trinomials. And we're going to start with algebra tiles here. And so what we need to do is when we have these tiles, we're going to create like a perfect rectangle with all of these boxes. And so I'm going to kind of move these x squared boxes, then I'll move this one, and I see that these have the same length. And I could keep moving these here, but then I'm going to end up with these ones left over. So I can actually rotate this x, and I'm going to put these here. So if I rotate this, and I'm going to do two more like this, just to create this kind of perfect little box square thing. Rotate it like this, and now I can easily slide in these two ones like this. And so now I have my box created. And so I'll click Next. And so what I have here is I have two of these x squared pieces, and I have 5 of these negative x's, and then 2 ones left over. So this is how I get this trinomial here, 2x squared minus 5x plus 2, just counting up all these boxes. And so now what I want to do is I'm going to, based on the lengths of these different boxes, I'm going to add in algebra tiles. So I'll click on algebra tiles here. On top and on the side of these boxes, that matches up with the length. Okay, so what I mean by that is I see that I can take this x here, right? And so I see that this x squared has a length of x. So I have this x here. Then I can also drag an x like this. And now I can't put another x here because that's too long, but I could add in this 1 like this, because this 1 has the same length as this purple x, negative x here. And since this is a negative x, I'm actually going to negate this 1 to make it negative as well. Okay, now let's do the same thing down the side. So I'm going to take this x here, because that has the same length. And now I've got these negative x's. So I'll bring in this one and this one. And now let's negate these as well, make them negative, so that they match up with the negative x's. Okay? And so now I've got these two factors matching up with the length of my sides. So let's type in the expression, and I can click on the equation here. Just like how we did at the bottom, where we had the 2x squareds and then the negative 5x's and the 2. Let's see on top, I have 2 x's and then minus 1. So I've got 2x minus 1 on top. And then down the side here, I have the 1x, but then I have 2 of the negative ones. So this expression would be x minus 2. And so now with these, when we're factoring, essentially what we're doing is we're dividing this trinomial into two different things. So in the past, we've talked about multiplying. So I can multiply these two binomials that we just found using the box method. So we've got 2x times x. That'll give me 2x squared, right? And then negative 1 times x would just give me negative x. And 2x times negative 2 would get me negative 4x, and negative 1 times negative 2 would give me positive 2. And then I can combine these like terms like this. So my answer would be 2x squared. Negative 4x minus x gives me that negative 5x plus 2. And that's the exact same expression that we had when we originally had the algebra tiles. And so we've got these two expressions. Right, we've taken this original one where we had all the boxes and we broke it down into two smaller expressions. So if I open up my graphing calculator here, I can graph these two functions. So I had 2x squared minus 5x plus 2. And since we have an x squared, we're going to get this quadratic parabola here. And now let's do the second one. We found we could break it down into 2x minus 1 times x minus 2. And I see that I get this blue graph And I see that the blue graph is the exact same as the red graph. So these two are still the same, just in different forms. I can break this down a little further as well. And if I just type in these two factors, as we call them, in their individual lines, what I see, if I zoom this in a little more, I got this green line and this purple line. And these two lines, these two graphs make lines that go right through the x-intercepts of the quadratic. So those are lines that go through our solutions. Okay? So that's going to be really important when we start talking about solving quadratics. But in the meantime, we just need to learn how to factor. We've got two different methods that we're going to learn to factor, the x method and the box method. So I hope you check those videos out, and I'll see you in the next video.